You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. What up, y'all? Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel Trufants. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing
tired,
well,
Kel.
My brother. Doing well.
That's
I think
two
we're all
different
tired.
responses.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
We're powering through, making
we?
it happen. Kinda.
How are you, Kel?
I'm good. We had some snow here in the desert yesterday morning.
Yes, just because
Feel
you be
all
wearing
right.
short shorts all the time.
But it's not
Come catch this snow.
33 degrees like it is here in the great Pacific Northwest.
Well, how cold does it have to be to snow in Vegas?
I don't know.
I thought it was like a
It does. It can't be that cold. It can't be
Low
below
60s?
freezing and snow, from what I've been told. But
Well, there's a perfect temp.
It's like low 40s. It was like low 40s, but it was like really early in the morning, and then like it wasn't even a lot, and then like went away, and it's starting to warm up again. So, but we had snow though. We actually had some fucking snow.
good for y'all.
Well,
good for y'all.
congratulations, global warming.
Yeah. So anyway, this week, you guys, I wanted to talk about 5 things selfish people always do in relationships. And I want to know if either one of you guys ever do any of these things and to what extent. Because I felt like these questions were pretty interesting.
Okay, Kel. So I never know what we're talking about. But earlier today, Marcus was like, pretty much put the phone in my face and
Take a
was like,
gander.
look at the questions. Why are we having this conversation? Because this is all me. Every last one of them is me. So
That's funny. All right, well, let's just get right into it. You guys ready? All right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
So here's the first one. You are the captain of the conversation. In conversation, you do most of the talking. At the end of the conversation, you realize you haven't talked about the other person, what they think, how they're doing, how they might see some things differently. You're consistently ready to jump in, and you're not paying attention to what's being said. Rather than listening and tuning in, you're paying attention to you. Your thoughts are focused on self and not others.
I'm doing that at this very moment. It is double Dutch for me. Hey. When can my turn? So that's me.
I think I think it works for us though, right? I'm not the most talkative dude, so for you to lead the conversations, or for you to, for a lack of better phrase, hijack the conversation,
Hijack.
it works. I'm a good listener. I respond. I give my input. In some situations, I feel like I have a wealth of knowledge to give
do.
back. So I'm like, okay, I listen and I let you say your piece, but then I throw in my wisdom and my gems and everything in my
You got gems.
calm, cool, and collective way. So it works for us, though.
Right. He's right, because that's how we started the relationship. I used to be like, hey, do you remember what I used to ask you?
Tell me a story.
Tell me a story.
Yeah.
Because
on the
I
spot.
needed him to talk.
Freeze up.
Tell me a story. Tell me up until like a few years ago, 5
Right.
years ago, maybe. Tell me a story. So yeah, I hijacked the conversation. And okay, go.
I come from, like I said this before though, from this code of secrecy and training assassin, like if I was under the gun, stealth, like if you're getting interrogated and they really want to get some information for you, I'm the guy you call, because
Right. You're
I
not
don't
giving
crack.
it up.
I won't break.
There has been
So-
some really important shit that has happened in our friends' lives, and I'm the last to know, but Marcus knew like 4 or 5 months ago. And he's like, oh man. I'm like, God damn, I am your wife. You didn't even share
I've
that
had the
with
training.
me.
I've had the proper training. So, the 90s hip hop taught me to, hey, you got to move accordingly.
Secrets of silence.
Okay.
I already know. So wait, so let's talk real quick then about like the early dates that you guys went on and the getting to know each other process, because when you guys are, let's say you guys are sitting across from each other like at dinner, like were you just sitting there in complete silence, or was it just you're just listening to Jess talk?
Nah.
Because it's like that's weird.
Yeah.
Like how do you even get to know somebody?
That's weird. And I was talkative though. I was talkative enough, and when you think you're cool, like I used to think I was hella cool, so it was like certain stuff you didn't feel like you needed to do. I was okay with her doing all the talking. I would respond and I would do my thing, but I had to act like, I mean, it really didn't matter. Like it wasn't a big deal, right?
Oh my God.
But yeah, there in our relationship, it's okay to say that you are the talker and I'm the listener. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But
I mean,
early
who
on,
the fuck is that courteous? Oh, go.
Well,
I'm listening.
in a conversation, in most situations, it has to be give and take, right?
There is a give and take, but when you don't have shit to say and I have to coax it out of you.
Right. That can be difficult.
I'll take over.
That can be difficult. So, but it works for us. So it works for us.
But it's different now.
Yin and the yang. I got a lot to say now. Not
straight
really,
out with it.
But I have more to say, and I have more
to complain about.
I put my feelings out there, not just thinking it. I put it out. I let it be known, and that's communication and being married for 14 years and trying to make it to 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
trying.
And Jess, did you find any of that in the beginning kind of like intriguing, since he didn't talk and you were like, well, maybe I can, this is a challenge and I can maybe like try to like crack him open to get him to like share more? Or was it more frustrating? Like, damn, this nigga don't talk.
I think it was a combination of both. I was trying to get shit out of him, and then at the same time, I'm like, I'm having a full conversation with myself. You have to say something. So, like all of our friends, they would be like, or his friends, of course, they know him, but a lot of people that I know did not think that he liked them or wanted to talk to them. And I'm like, no, that's literally who he is.
I like that shit.
That is who he is. So, but
hey,
you're
man, I'm listening.
Better. You've
I'm watching
with age.
Yeah, with age.
I think you loosened up your do-rag a bit, and it allowed you to go.
Well, I can never get rid of the do-rag because the do-rag brings the waves, and that's kind of my...
I know. 48-hour do-rag. Go ahead.
Yeah, Marcus, you are a hard read, though, because with a lot of people, like, you can maybe, like, read their face and read their body language, you know, and body language is, like, most of communication before anyone even says anything, and you're just... And there's just nothing. It's like the poker face is just...
I love it.
It's there.
Well,
it's there.
You know what? He's an introvert. That's what it is. And the only reason why he's an extrovert is from being a professional football player and having to talk and be on camera and stuff. But he's an introvert. I mean, when he's with his wife and I have to ask him, tell me a story. No, he really is an introvert. So
right, but you're on the other side of that extrovert spectrum, right? You demand a lot of.
What did we just talk about earlier? Because I hope you're not about to say that.
What?
All right, go.
No, you demand a lot of stuff to keep you entertained, right?
Yes, yes.
You get bored quickly.
Yes.
And I'm not that I'm the opposite, but I'm just different, and it's not so much my style to come out and speak about everything that I'm feeling. And as a young man, a lot of people don't know this or didn't know this, but I had a speech impediment, right? So It was scary to talk in front of people and go through this and talk in front of crowds and do all this stuff. So I kind of just played the back and just chilled out, right? So, yeah, but I like kind of being the mysterious guy you really don't know. And I lean into it like the assassin-like character that I see myself as. I watch these movies. I watch.
So you're doing this shit on purpose?
Taken.
That's weird.
I watch.
That's weird.
Jason Bourne.
That's weird.
You know, I don't have a lot of money, but I do have a set of particular skills, type of guy that's in this space. That's like, I see myself as a superhero. It's kind of, I guess, what I'm getting at. Weird, but hey.
Marcus and his mystique. Okay, anyway.
He's a superhero now, everybody.
Cheers.
Wait a minute. Once again, do-rag flapping in the wind. Cape. Superhero.
Didn't Handyman have a do-rag? No, he didn't have a do-rag.
God damn it, not Handyman.
Couldn't get away with that in 2022.
He is a superhero, though. Yeah. No.
Could not get away with Handyman in 2022.
Hell, there are so many shows we watch. We've been watching Friends. So we go to Netflix, and I don't know what channel Friends is even on, but it's always on when we turn on our TV and we start watching it. And some of the shit they say, we're like, that would never fly.
Not flying.
Never fly.
All right. So here's the next one. You have to be right. When you have to be right, by default, it makes others wrong. Even if they are technically wrong, when you put the focus on your rightness, it puts them in an unattainable position. Without any room to have their own voice, they are devalued and you have become the point of primary importance. You also leave a little room to consider what you cannot see for yourself, and thus cut short any opportunity for you to truly learn and grow as a person.
I'm working on it.
Did he just read you right now?
I'm working on it. I'm working.
Do you have a hard time with that, Jess? With like admitting being wrong? Life is a learning lesson, friend.
I'll answer for you.
Wait a minute. Who the fuck is like, you have to be like super seasoned and like super trained to be like, you know what? I understand. I get it. Your perspective. Fuck that shit.
Jessica, it's called being considerate.
I'm not, though.
I'll step in because I don't necessarily agree with you, Jess. I think, like I always say,
I can.
You don't give yourself enough credit.
I can be considerate.
You are extroverted and you are opinionated, and your energy is on 10, and people gravitate towards that, right? But when you say that you always have to be right, yes and no. I think you're open to listening, though, if somebody comes with a different perspective. As in myself, okay, you said these comments and okay, A, B, and C, but then if I come or if somebody else is like, okay, maybe you should think about it like this, I don't think you shut it down automatically. I think you're open to listening, and I think that's a good trait. I think it's okay to have your own perspectives and you stand on those. But if somebody says something that may make sense, you might be like,
oh, keep making me look good.
This could work. So
no, but I agree. It's not like that all the time. And it really depends on what we're talking about, your delivery, and whether or not I think you're a fucking know-it-all. Because that's one thing. I don't like somebody that like just has the answers for everything. And you don't know what you're talking about.
Narcissist.
And some of the time.
Yeah.
And let's be clear. I may be introverted and these other things, but I know what I'm talking about, or
you do
believe I know what I'm talking about 9 out of 10 times, though. So sometimes I catch myself being in a position to be like, oh, maybe I need to look at this a different way. Or if me and you are going through a thing and we're having this conversation and I have these things that I believe that I stand on or that I know, but I'm like, we had an argument, but she did say a couple things I didn't like, but maybe I need to go back to my notes and make sure that she's not right. So, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with disagreeing, and in your head, you might think you're right. And I'm sure a lot of people think that. I'm just the person that
right.
vocalizes it.
I take my time. I come back to it later. I replay the conversation like, all right, well, damn, maybe I could do this differently, or maybe I do need to step up in this position, or maybe I need to cut back here. So I'm open to that. And that's just a relationship and being in a what's it called when you compromising type of situation, and the relationship is about compromise.
Oh, hey, God, you're so
I'm
good.
on it. I know. I'm sorry. I'm
you're
sorry.
The best. All right.
You two are sick. Okay. The next one. You are quick to react. When someone says you did something, you quickly deny it. Explain it, defend it. You are quick to become angry or hurt by what others have done. You are easily offended. This offense, which they may not be aware of, brews inside of you, thus feeding more self-focus. Signs of being quick to react including anger, harsh verbal attacks, snide comments, laughing at others, scoffing, blaming, accusing, defending yourself, gossiping, excusing, and arguing.
Who doesn't do that though? Like who does not do that?
What, be quick to react?
Well, you don't have to be quick to react, but yeah, you're scoffing and remember judging and doing all this kind of stuff on the side. You might not do it right then and there, but you're doing it. Once again, I just do it right there.
And it can be good though. And let's not act like it's always a negative. In some situations, it's good. It's not always good to be like, okay, I need to process this first, because that's me, right? I pride myself on being this guy that's even, right? That's evenly killed, as they might, as they say. So, okay, not reacting. You let people get away with things, and you have to think about it first before you react, and that's okay in some situations. But the knee jerk reaction sometimes can be good, and it is just a raw emotion, and that's life.
Nice guys finish last.
I don't move that way, but and you can get in trouble that way too, though. A lot of guys
get in a lot of trouble,
and we know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that have this switch, right, and they're in situations that aren't so good right now because of that switch. And I've seen that. I grew up seeing that, so I never wanted to be that, right? So I felt like I had to bring it back a little bit and kind of.
No, I'm sorry. That's just, you're acting like you had perspective at 9 or 8.
Maybe you did.
And
we talk about trauma all the time.
Learn from watching. Really, you gain that much perspective and that much insight?
Unconsciously, yeah. Without
Whatever.
even knowing, right?
Scoffs.
So, yeah.
Right.
So without even knowing, yes, but there's good stuff to come from that. So I'm lifting you up,
but at the same time
to bring you back down. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
But no, sometimes you do get, and you know what? Let's talk about people on the other side. People are fucking offensive as fuck. People are passive aggressive as fuck. People are slick as fuck. And I tend to catch that.
Yeah.
And so I, in turn, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, Jess, because that passive aggressive shit, especially where you guys are located right now, that's a thing. And people saying little slick shit and not think that you'll catch it, and then you immediately catch it and you call them out on it and they're like,
oh, then they crumble.
Oh my God, they caught it, because I'm like that. I've always kind of been the person to just kind of react, but I've gotten better at it. I pick and my mom always used to tell me, son, pick and choose your battles, and so the older you get, the wiser you get. So yeah, you pick and choose what it is that you want to deal with. But yeah, there's just certain shit where people are just disrespectful as hell, and you're like, no. Like it's not my ego, but just like the love I have for myself as a person, I can't let you get away with talking like that to me and thinking that's okay. So like, I get it. Like, there's a line. There's a certain line where like there's certain things you just can't let slide. So
right. And for me, Kel, I get all that, but for me, you can't.
Oh God, here we go.
Get me out of character. I'm too cool. I'm too good for that. So even if you are out of pocket in some situations, or is this or that, or it's in a public place, I don't feel like I need I don't need that W. I don't need that win. I don't have to so much clap back, right? And this is just me. It's not for everybody, but I just distance myself. Yeah. I'll never talk to you again. I will never interact with you again.
That's fair.
Ever. And that's how I get my win, right? And I just move on.
You got to clap back sometimes.
Sometimes you do.
But I get it. Everyone processes things different. So it's just your way of how you process the whatever is being, information or whatever is being given to you. So like I get what you mean, Marcus. It's not, you're just like, you know what? Like, it's not even worth my time. I'm not even going to deal with it. I'm just not going to fuck with you. Someone like myself and someone like Jess, we're more like, listen, I'm gonna let you know, but you're not gonna, I have to let you know that I can't let you get away with talking to me like that, because the problem is that you probably talk to a lot of people like this, and you now know that I'm not the one.
Right. And the scary thing
and that's
is,
okay.
Right.
I'm gonna let you know, and then we can move on, because I still, we're still cool. Like, it's fine, but
it's not though, and the filter's not there. As some people that clap back, as in you and Kel, you could say your piece, but for me, it's kind of like a feast or famine thing. Though, either I'm gonna go all the way in, and we're pretty much gonna be in like a death match, or I'll have to communicate with you. It's like
it's the same. It's fight or flight.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm always in fight or flight mode.
And I don't want to be looked at as this type of dude, as this type of black dude, right? In these situations. Yeah. So, and not that it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. At times, I should step up.
You need to clap back.
And you can do it in a business email type of way to where it doesn't look nasty, right? If you want to protect yourself. But just erroring, is that a word?
Error on the side of caution.
Okay, yeah. Error on the side of caution.
The older I get, fuck erring on the side of caution.
Facts.
If I don't like
I'm getting
what you
there
say,
too. I've been trained, though. I've kind of been trained to be in this box and kind of be robotic. That you got to protect the team and
I'm not protecting
your image
anything.
And all this stuff, but
fuck my
image.
I'm
getting out of that, though.
I'm going to clap back.
You can clap back and not be disrespectful.
Very true.
And that's like one thing that I've learned, just kind of watching how, like, again, like how my mom, would do things. Cause, my mom was, a black school principal for a long time. And those parents would talk crazy to my mom. Some of those teachers would talk crazy to my mom. And, her being the administrator, the one in charge, like, she can't just fly off the handle. But at the same time, she's going to put you in your place and let you know where you fall on the totem pole, So that's kind of like how I go about it. It's like, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to call you all kinds of bitches and fuck yous and niggas and all that shit. No, not at all. But I'm definitely going to hold up a mirror to you, and I'm going to let you see yourself, and I'm going to tell you about yourself and be like, it's lucky that I'm approaching this and coming at you the way that I am, because somebody else might just punch you in the mouth, and that's, I think, goes for a lot of people, is that a lot of people just need to get checked. Like, They got to know that you can't get away with saying certain things or being a certain way, and people may have let you slide for so long.
Facts.
Like it stops here with me, because like I carry myself in a regard where like I give respect. I expect that to be reciprocated back.
Exactly. You're not about to electric slide, cha-cha slide on me. There's no way.
No, it ain't happening. It's not happening.
3 hops this time. Right.
All right. The next one. You need your way. You are easily frustrated when others don't act like you want them to, or when you don't get what you expect. This could happen with your kids, your spouse, or your friends. It could also be the person in line in front of you, the store clerk, or the person who just served you food. If someone gets in your way and cuts you off in traffic, or takes too long, or doesn't ring up your order the way you wanted to, you are forceful and demanding, or whining and complaining.
First of all, did you make these questions up?
No, I didn't.
Second of all,
conviction is a hell of a thing, though. If you feel convicted, just
all of these
speak and
things,
let it out.
If you're not upset by any of these things, you're a fucking weirdo. If you don't want something your way at all, oh no, it's fine. Absolutely not. So anyways, what?
I mean, but what a lot of this sounds like, Jess, is like very first world, you know?
Yes. I have anxiety.
right.
And so sometimes when I'm in situations, it's fight or flight. And I will react. And if you bring me something and I'm already heightened and I'm like, then it's just all bad. It's not their fault necessarily. It's me. And guess what? I can own that. So I think there is many reasons why people want it their way. I mean, you can just be a fucking asshole, right? But I'm not an asshole. But if I am tense, or if, you bring me my plate, I swear to God, every time we go somewhere, it's me that gets fucked over. So at a restaurant. So I already have a complex and I'm already like, okay. And then when you bring, it's just, it's over. Don't not bring me extra onions. Like
That's
I fucking
premeditated
asked.
energy, though. And we've talked about this, though, of like, okay, you do always get the shaft when it comes to the
Listen,
to the food orders
I
and
worked
stuff. And my
at Taco
stuff is
Bell and I
excellent
made sure
every
everybody
time.
got their extra onions, their extra beans, do what the fuck they say.
Didn't you get relieved from Taco Bell, or you left on your own merit?
I can't remember.
Okay.
You got
I left on
fired.
my own.
You got fired from the
I
job?
left. No,
Never
I
been
left
fired
on my
from
own.
a job. This guy has never been fired from a job.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
Old Country Buffet, dish room, they were sick when I was like, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go to college. I gotta leave. I gotta quit. So I don't know if the same was for you at Taco Bell. I'm not sure.
I was like, fuck this job. I'm not coming in anymore.
All right. Well, it's a difference.
I have never known anyone to eat Taco Bell and have a good story to tell after.
I still eat Taco Bell and I know what's in that food. It's not real, but I still enjoy it. Shout out to Taco Bell. Send me some shit. I worked for you guys for 2 years in high school. Hey.
Hey, nah, Taco Time, they're local and they actually use organic shit. Taco Time, what's good? They're local.
Are they local? Wow. I don't know if I knew
there's
that.
no Taco Time anywhere, but
Word.
right
So
here.
you got a contact, Kel?
I can get one.
Okay.
Shout out to the crisp chicken burritos from Taco Time.
Yeah, those is on point.
I mean, it's all
They're the chicken.
organic, but does it make it good? No.
Okay, here's the next one. You dwell on what someone else does. So when you've been wronged, it's helpful to have your hurt validated and comfort. However, selfish, self-focused people escalate this need into a place of living stuck. I know so many people like this. When our thoughts become focused on what has happened to us, we become the center of all circumstances.
I guess I'm just as selfish as fuck.
Do you let
Piece of
people live
shit.
rent-free in your head, Jess?
We've already talked about this.
I like that quote, as a matter of fact, Kel. I use it.
I would
can use it.
love
Yeah,
to
I use it on IG. Yeah.
brush it off and act like stuff doesn't affect me. But really, honestly, the people that say stuff doesn't affect them,
Or the most effective.
You're lying.
I agree with that. Yeah.
you're lying. So, like I said, once again, I'm just vocal about it. or I'm just out about it. Everybody else lets him eat them up inside. No. Well, it's kind of eating, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to do whatever it is. Yeah.
I would say that is the good thing about you, Jess. You voice your likes and your dislikes. Like, and a person like me that is introverted and holds stuff in, I do dwell on things. I can dwell on things for days to months to years, right? But you'll never be able to know. But inside, I'm like, grrr.
Well, that's the difference.
But that's not a good thing.
I'll dwell
that's
on
not
something,
a good thing.
Boop,
so
boop,
you're
boop,
saying
boop, 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 for a day,
right?
And then it's gone.
And that's the good thing.
And it's like, okay.
So you're saying that these questions might be geared towards you, but there is a positive about being outspoken, about getting things out, about freeing your mind and your spirit, right? And just being free.
He's making me look really good right now.
I'm just speaking my truth, though. So
right.
And that's what I'm saying. Our relationship and how we are, there are attributes about you that I wish I had, and
vice versa.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's why we work.
Right. And I'm here to say,
from a distance. Okay.
I'm here to say that fuck that. Everybody that's acting like they're not affected and bullshit. We're all human. Now, somebody might be able to let it go quicker than others, and somebody might, I'm not affected at all, but that shit is in your subconscious back. It's there. It is there. But I'm the one who's going to let it play over and over and over and over, like I do everything. It's not just what people, it's just in general. It's my personality, right? And, but then I get over it. I'm like, oh, all right, moving on. So
that's interesting because I must be weird. And I think a lot of that has to do with being judged the majority of my life, that like I got to a point to stop caring. We've had this discussion before. But I don't know. And maybe I smoke too much weed that I be forgetting shit. Huh?
You do care.
Not really.
To say I don't care.
You care to a certain point, though.
But that's the thing, though, Jess. You get to a certain place in life where, like, honestly, like Marcus has said this a couple episodes back, I don't have the bandwidth to care. Like, I have so much going on in my life. Like, the last thing I can do is dwell on what somebody else doesn't like about me. I don't give a fuck. Like, my
but maybe you should care.
Why? Because
maybe they're right.
Well, my purpose isn't to appease you. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I've been on the good route that I've been going on in my life,
things are working.
Why would I give a fuck about what somebody else think? Like, that's their opinion. Like, and that's the thing at the end of the day, like, and we said this about like relationships last week. People are going to say and think what the fuck it is they want to say and think. And if they want to believe that, or if that's what they think, I can't change that. Like, I can't change that. So why should I dwell on it where I know I have no control over somebody else's thoughts or what they think about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't have no control of that. So it's like, why like care? I mean,
it still bothers you though.
Not really. I mean, I've heard.
It doesn't bother you. You're like, oh fuck.
I mean,
roll on.
It's okay to be bothered short term, and you know what I'm saying. In this age of social media and all that, it's stuff out there, right? And people can reach you and they can touch you by social media, but you can't let that come down to your core. There's a space of unrealistic judgment, right?
But why do you think people go so hard? It's a thing. The more people you think people are judging you and shit and all this kind of stuff, the more you see people on IG stunting and pretending like their life is great and shit. You're bothered. You are definitely bothered, right? People that don't give a fuck are still posting their dogs and
not always true. Not always true,
no,
but I
I'm
feel you
saying,
though. Yeah. But I feel what you're saying.
Seriously, that is why we are the way we are, because we do give a fuck and it does bother us. So that's why we strive to do this and achieve that and do that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Jess, but it's like, okay, here's the one thing that I would say, the one thing I heard my whole life that like used to bother me when I was younger, but then when I got like into my teenage years and older, it stopped bothering me. When people would say, oh, when you talk, you sound white, right? And that would offend just about any black person to be told like, oh, you sound white when you talk. I've had people tell me, oh, I didn't know you were black on the radio until I saw you because you sounded white. And so then I can internalize that if I want to, or become insecure and be like, oh my God, like I need to change how I sound. But then I have to stop. And then my reaction to these people is, well, what does sounding white sound like? Because I talk properly? Because my mother was an English major and has a master's in English, so she teaches her kids how to speak correctly. So now you're telling me that white people is the standard of how people talk. So, but like, yeah, talking black, talking white, like there's no, that I can't talk like a color. Well, you know how black people talk. What do you mean how black people talk? Because like, so you're telling me I don't have any culture now because of the way that I speak? Like, you see what I'm saying? And so that makes people think like, oh shit. I'm like, so it's like, you can't let that shit bother you because ignorance is bliss. Like at that point, this shit's just ignorance. So like, you can't dwell on somebody else's ignorance or somebody else's shit that they just don't know, you know? And they even have white people tell you that, oh God, you sound so white.
Damn.
Or
really?
Or you're so well spoken.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The microaggressions. It is, Marcus and I just went over that. I had the same thing coming from an all white elementary school, coming in and being around some black kids. I was fucking dragged through the mud for talking the way I do, for acting the way I do. And it did bother me, but that shit doesn't. Now, that's one thing I don't care about anymore. But there are things today, right now, that I still care about. That's something that is just kind of like,
right.
Okay.
Right.
You kind of get over it. I was bothered by it, but I know who I am. I'm clearly black. And do I have to talk like do I gotta talk a certain way? Like what? So I'm not black now? So, but that doesn't bother me.
Am I supposed to talk like I'm uneducated? Is that what sounding black is? Am I supposed to, every word that's supposed to come out of my mouth is a slang word? Here's the thing, is because for me, hearing people tell me I sound white when I talk, it wasn't even people in the hood telling me that. It's people outside of the hood, because the people in the hood already know what's good because I'm in the mud with everybody else, right? We all broke, we all poor, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be people outside of that would be like, oh, well, you sound, and I'm like, do you know where I come from? Do you know who my daddy is? Like, what?
And that's why I say like a lot of that doesn't matter. Like as far as the reaction, especially when it's people that's outside of your circle or outside of your space, they don't really know what time it is.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? So, why even give that energy? It may hurt, but if you really think about it, I mean, it's not that serious.
I know, but you know,
easier said than done.
You're talking about like when I was, you know, as close to an adult, the name Jessica, you call me, I talk to you, come in for an interview. Okay. I show up. Shocker. Right. I'm black. You're Kel? You'd be like, you're Jessica? You're Jessica? What the fuck? Do you not have my application in front of your face? Did you not talk to me on the phone? I am Jessica. And I know people that have actually changed their name when they're applying for jobs. Their first name, or went by their middle name. It's pretty fucked up, to be honest with you. Yeah,
that's all bad.
But because that's the standard, like you said. You got to talk. We were talking about news anchors and shit. Why do they all have to talk like this? So anyways, I'm like, why do they have to talk that way? Is that like a fucking thing? No, it's the white standard.
I would love to be a
black
weatherman.
People, Asians, talk like I talk. Hispanics, you all have to talk that way. Radio, for, you know,
depending on the format, sure.
Right, depending on the format, you have to speak you have to speak like that because that is the proper way to speak. And if you come in, hey, yo, you know, it's about to be sunny tomorrow. That doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work in our society. So anyways, that's a whole nother
thing. But
whole nother show.
This was a good discussion though. And Jess, we weren't picking on you. I'm sorry that a couple of these you felt a little triggered.
All of them.
Sorry, friend. Great episode though. Shit, episode 51 in the can. Truly Unruly. Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. Of course, follow Marcus_Trufant on Instagram. Follow Jessica_Trufant. Follow the page Truly Unruly _podcast. You can listen to us on all your favorite podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Of course, please leave a review, like and subscribe. And you can catch the visual by watching us. Just head over and type in Marcus Trufant or Truly Unruly on YouTube. Check us out every Sunday on the Converge channel. I think that's it, y'all. Till next time.
And
that's it, brother.
Wait, if I don't like your review and I don't like your comment, just know I'm offended.
We gonna clap back. We gonna clap back.
All right.
We gonna clap back. We gonna clap back.
All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace and love.